What is up, folks, and welcome back to the channel. So today I got another awesome interview set up for you guys with Anna Storm, who was a blast to talk to and a lot of fun. Her music's been catching a lot of traction in the music industry lately, and her social media numbers are just off the charts. So I did want to ask her stuff like, how does she spend her free time in Las Vegas, places she likes to go and check out, places she likes to spend her time. And with the social media stuff, I really wanted to pick her brain about, building yourself and, getting a following, as she's real big on Instagram and I'm newer to Instagram. So I definitely had questions when it comes to the social media game. We talk about the music industry and coming up in that and what that's like. And some of the artists that she mentions she's working with, you're going to actually really enjoy this. So again, guys, enjoy this interview. I want to thank Anna again for spending some time with me and coming on the podcast. It was a blast. And I look forward to chatting with more people like this because it was really fun to do.
Hey there, everyone. This is Matt Bridger, and you are listening to the Vegas Confessions podcast.
Didn't we go to my favorite dive bar before that? We went to Double Down.
Double Down Saloon, yeah. We had some ash juice.
I am all about ash juice. Yeah, baby.
You guys need to go check that room. There's like a dead guy in the bed. And the lady at the counter says, well, we'll call housekeeping. Like, housekeeping?
Jay's never met an asshole he didn't like. Shout out to the guy at third base at the blackjack table I was at last, who was obviously trying to keep a high-low count, but was mouthing the numbers as the cards were being turned over.
Be careful what you say, because we can have you whacked.
Okay, I'm Nicky Firmich, and you're listening to the Vegas Confessions podcast.
Alrighty, guys. Well, welcome back to the Vegas Confessions podcast. And I told you guys, coming out this week, I had some awesome interviews lined up. I was looking forward to this one because, boy, the story behind this one is, you're going to enjoy this one. Just let me say that. Guys, today, on today's episode, I have the pleasure of chatting with Anna Storm. How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you, Jay?
I'm excited to chat with you. We were chatting beforehand, and I'm like, all right, we just got to go because we're going to keep going.
We just got to go.
I love it. So, a little backstory to you. Give a little people a backstory of who you are and what's been going on lately with you.
Yeah, of course. So, I'm Anna Storm, born Anna Guller, my government name. Wow. So, I was born in a very small town in Connecticut, very like preppy, homogenous, Weston, Connecticut. Growing up, I was a little bit eccentric. I was kind of into fashion. As you can see, I'm kind of bold. I like to stand out. I clearly like, to look like I am like Paris Hilton from like the early 2000s with this Vonda's trucker hat. But anyways, when I was in my hometown, I was bullied a lot. I didn't have any friends, and I was made fun of a lot. And I just kind of turned to music as an outlet because I had no one but myself really to rely upon. And because of that, I turned into like a really strong, confident alpha female. Yeah. Anna Storm. There it is. And yeah, that's how I became the woman that I am today, by like overcoming adversity. And that's kind of what my brand is about. It's my motto is #SlayLife. Yeah.
So and what's interesting, I find interesting about you, is you moved over from the East Coast, and not for music purposes, right?
I mean, okay, so I wasn't doing music at the time. It was always something in the back of my head I wanted to pursue. I just didn't really know how to go about it.
Okay, and so now that you've been doing it and it's starting to catch a lot of traction. Yeah. What has it been like for you? What does that journey really look like?
Okay, so that's a good question. I feel like I remember when I first moved out west. I moved to Scottsdale. Yeah. I moved for a relationship. We broke up after like 4 months. It's okay. I mean, he probably sucked anyway. Obviously he sucked, or else I would still be dating him. But anyways, so we broke up, and then I lost my first 2 sales jobs that I had in Arizona, and I got fired from them. And they were just like, well, it's not like you're not smart. You're smart, but you just need to find something you like because you don't belong here. And I thought to myself, I really want to try to become a celebrity. I always wanted to do it. And I'm like, I don't really know how to do it. And I would like sit in my bed in Scottsdale and be like, how do I become a celebrity? How do I do it? I don't know.
And what'd you do? Then, you're starting to make traction.
I definitely, and thank you for saying, I'm glad you noticed that. And it's, you know, it's a lot of, yeah, so how did I really go about that? First of all, I was always really into bodybuilding. Okay. And, well, I don't work out anymore. I haven't worked out in like over a year, but I was really into that coming from the East Coast, spending a lot of time in New Jersey, like the whole like meathead scene. Yeah, all the guys.
I do it.
You know, oh my God, my whole thing was like, I only date you if you have 20-inch biceps or above, or else you can get the fuck out. And then I will date you and you are a fucking douchebag. So then I'll turn around and date your hotter friend and then I'll post pictures with all y'all on social media because I'm savage as fuck. Yes, slay life. But anyways, that was my whole thing. And I moved, you know, that was my thing. And because of bodybuilding, I had this female friend, a female bodybuilder, that knew that I loved music and knew that I was into singing. And she had a friend who was a well-known producer in the music industry in LA named Josh Stevens. And he has won a lot of Grammys and he's worked with, well, he co-wrote and produced for LMFAO, like Party Rock Anthem and Sexy and I Know, and he toured with them. And he's, you know, very well established, and we all kind of had like a meeting, and then we clicked and we just started working together. And he's also like really good with branding. So he's helped me a lot with my branding and my like social media, like developing my social media persona. And actually I'm really happy. I just got my electronic press kit made, and he did it all, and he did a really good job. So he's really helped me to understand the industry and like to make myself look really serious about it.
And you mentioned social media.
Yes.
So when we started messaging back and forth on social media, you reached out and you're like, hey, I'd love to come on the podcast anytime. And so, you know, I always respond. I never ignore any people.
Yeah.
I clicked on your page and I was like, holy shit. Like the music, right? So I started listening to the music. I'm like, it's catchy. I'm like, oh, this is good. And then you started telling me a little more about what's been going on lately. And I'm starting to watch the numbers and some of the interviews. And I'm like, holy shit. And you're tied to Vegas. So I figured, hey, I'd love to have you come on and let's chat a little bit about social media, Vegas, and you in general. So let's talk a little bit about social media.
Yeah, of course.
Where did you start? When did you make a change to get over that hump and where you're at now?
Yeah, so basically when Instagram first came out, I was in New Jersey and I was posting really douchebag shit. Like, and people, you know, it's not like I had a huge following at the beginning, but I would post like pictures of me like kissing guys' biceps. Like, they would like refer to me as like the skinny Snooki. I would post like douchebag pictures with my duck face and just GTL, like I'm at the tanning salon, and people just started to love it, especially all my friends in New Jersey. They're like, oh my God, this girl, like, and I would kind of like parody the Jersey Shore. And so that became like, basically, I guess the start of like my online persona. And, you know, and then once I met Josh Stevens, the producer, he's like, you know, you can really like take this whole like Anna Storm, like douchebag Jersey Shore in your face obnoxious thing and just run with it and make it like your character and like really like let's develop some professionally filmed content around like Anna Storm.
And that's all him too, right?
That's all him. He went to school for video, so that's all him with the videography. And so he was like, yeah, just make that your brand, like, and make like Slay Life and make it like a party brand and fun and self-empowerment and make the music a reflection of that too. So basically the change, it's like, there was always like that part of me. There was always the douchebag thing. And he taught me how to package it better.
He showed you how to express it. And
express it and like, you know, and just like tailor it to like social media and like, you know, more of a brand versus just like, I'm just
posting stuff. Right. So what advice would you give people who are trying to grow their social media brand and just trying to, you know, get bigger in that sense?
So the advice I would give is be consistent with your messaging. Like, you have to stand for something. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, I'm a fitness page. Like, I'm I'm a fashion. I'm a fashionista. It's like, but what, like, I don't know. it's like, what makes you different from like everyone else that likes fashion?
Okay, yeah.
What makes you different from everyone else that freaking like goes and like drinks the protein shakes and takes creatine and stuff? Right. That's the thing. It's like, I feel like it's so easy to get like lost in social media and be like, this person's a clone of this person and a clone of this person. So you have to pick like a statement, like a mission statement, and you have to have stuff that differentiates yourself, and you have to constantly reinforce that, because not only are you like trying to kind of like maintain your base and keep them engaged, but you're also trying to grow your new audience, and you always want the messaging to be like, okay, the base has heard the messaging before, but it like reignites them. But then you want that messaging, you want the new people to be like, oh, like this is awesome.
That's awesome. So how did you end up in Vegas, and how did this all intertwine? Because I see the clips and the videos, which is all really good stuff. So that stuff's very entertaining to watch. But how did you end up in Vegas? Recording, performing?
Okay, so basically I ended up in Vegas because before Vegas, I was living in LA with my boyfriend at the time, and story of my life. And then he was getting really annoying and controlling, so I literally just like didn't tell him and I just left.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna move to Vegas, because if I stay in LA, it's really annoying to try to find housing and like, you know, look for different roommates, and I might not like them. And I knew like there was a apartment complex in Vegas, like I could move to right away, and it was near the Strip, and I knew people in Vegas already, and I knew I liked it, and I knew I loved, like, you know, I was always a party girl. Like now I'm a little less. I still like to party, but I knew like, oh, like I could go to the pool parties all the time, and I could have fun.
It's a party every day.
It's a party every day. Just slay all day. So I moved to Vegas, and initially I had a job as an MC at Cat's Meow downtown. Okay. I worked there until COVID.
Really?
Yeah, I worked there until I worked there a lot actually. But then once COVID started, I started spending even more time in Southern California and like working on music, and I'm just such a Southern California person, way more than I am in Vegas. I love Vegas. Yeah. But so basically when COVID started, I just started like really focusing like 110% like on my brand and social media, because that's all you could really do. You couldn't do anything, you know? So so basically once Cat's Meow reopened, obviously, and I didn't go back, and I'm not going to, because I'm so busy right now. I can't like have like a structured job in any sense right now.
Nice. And so what would be some of your places you like to check out and visit when you're in town, whether it be restaurants, bars, clubs? What do you like to do?
So when I'm in town, Anna Storm loves the pool parties, as mentioned. And I have been really loving Elliott Beach Club.
Oh, okay.
I've been really, the old Hard Rock. Or the new Hard Rock. It's really fun. That place is great. I love.
A lot of people love the aspect of the sand, the beach.
I like it too. It's so cool. Like, it's so dope. It's awesome. I really like Encore Beach Club, because it's like, I mean, that's like the quintessential bougie Vegas, like kind of really douchebag. But like, if, you know, it would be my mission. Like when, like 5 years ago when I first like went to a Vegas pool party, like I was just like in heaven, because that was when I was like deep into my meathead stage in life, and
everybody you wanted was there.
Oh my God. I was like, fuck the all you can eat Vegas buffets, like at Caesars, like this is a meathead buffet, and that's all I need.
That's great.
So the Encore Beach Club was definitely a favorite. As far as food, I'm a huge foodie.
You love pizza.
I do. I
remember that.
I love pizza.
What's your favorite pizza here?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. You know, it might actually just be Grimaldi's.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be, because that to me is like the most authentic to East Coast, because I don't feel like a lot of West Coast pizza is very good.
Yeah, and there's the people who argue, you know, with the Detroit style thick crust, and you know, a lot of the East Coasters like the flat, thin, large.
The Brooklyn,
So everybody's got their thing. Yeah,
they do, for sure.
So any what's your plans going forward with the brand, with the music, and with everything going on?
So definitely a couple of things that are on the horizon is I just completed filming. My newest single is called Versace Shade, which the video with the little trippy dancing cats up on my Instagram. It's on YouTube. It's, you know, you can stream the song on Spotify, Tidal, all the platforms. There's like a lot of articles that have been written about it. So yeah, Versace Shade, there's a couple of different versions of it that are, you know, on deck. We have one, which is really interesting. And actually, makes history for music in that it is a kind of grunge, like stripped down acoustic version of Versace Shade, like a live unplugged performance with Wes Scantlin from Puddle of Mudd. And it is the first time he's ever done anything with a female before, and probably the only time he ever will. So that's, you know, that's a little history. And he's like, he would never do something with a pop artist.
That's cool. That's
honestly, the fact that I swayed that, like my producer was like, Anna, you do realize that this is, I was like, I don't know how I did it. It must be, I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah, but you got it.
But I got it. That's awesome. And then also I have a remix, like a rap remix to Versace Shade with Lady Luck. She's like a popular female MC out of Brooklyn.
And since we're talking about music, let's just go ahead and play a little bit of it, since we have permission.
I used to get who's that girl up in the lunch line, hit with a couple of punch lines. Now I'm laughing to myself. Now they ask me if I like brunch wine, sitting next to the coastline, but I say I'm okay with being by myself. I'm loving myself. I am who I am, blame nobody else. I'm what confidence is. Finding myself was the true gift from within. I'm so confident when I walk by, fierceness dripping from my thighs. Guys so out there weak lines, I'm by myself, break.
And then I also finished a record. It is one of my favorite records that I have. Oh my God. This record is just, I'm just obsessed with this record. Like, even if it wasn't my record.
Nice.
It's called One More Margarita, and it is with P.D. Pablo.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So those are like three music choices, music that have already been finished that I'm very excited.
How cool. And so you're hitting different aspects, different genres.
I'm trying to, I just like
cool.
want to be like versatile, you know? Yeah. Like I like that, you know, I like shocking people.
You gotta get him in the video to do it.
Oh, you know, I that's what I was saying. Like PD and I, like, we like, he's so cool. Like he's the kind of person I could just call up literally right now and be like, PD, we're talking about. Nice. Like so that's what's good about him.
Nice.
Like he's like, I could literally be like, yeah, just
Isn't
come out
it funny
here.
How some people are so acceptive and hey, what's up? What do you got going? Some people are just hard to get into and talk to.
They are. And like some people I've noticed, like, why is every entertainer and like every celebrity, like they'll seem like they're so bland. It's just because they're so shy, but I'm like, wow, you guys like really like, it's like there's no extroverts.
Yeah.
100%.
So what I found interesting about the music, so I love the Versace Shade, but the other one caught me with the tricky beat as well.
The Red Bottoms and Sandy Beaches?
Yes, that one hit me.
That is like a different beat, right? I remember when Josh showed me the beat, I was like, wow, this is like interesting. Like kind of has like a Katy Perry vibe, I want to say.
Yes. And I thought that one, when I listened to it, it was funny because I told you when I found your page and I started looking up all your background and stuff and I started listening to music, I'm like, hey, I just want permission to share this stuff because I'm loving this. And I told you when my wife gets home, she's gonna love
you're
this.
like, she's gonna be dancing.
She was like, I want to go talk. I was like, I know, babe. She had to work, but she was like, that's cool. She's got some good music. And it was cool because, again, the networking part of it, right? Like, it's cool that you reached out. We communicated. We were able to make this happen.
I'm glad. I literally was just, because I knew I was going to be in Vegas sometimes. And I was like, okay, I might as well just try to find some people that are doing podcasts. I know that they're a popular thing now, and I just kind of came across your page. And
what's neat is you just did Jake's podcast, which is
I know,
really cool.
And it just came out today.
Yeah,
that's so funny that you're,
Yeah, and it's the same thing. We've had meals, hung out plenty of times, and so when I saw him post that he recorded with you, I was like, how awesome! So yeah, I'm glad that he had you on. So another thing I wanted to chat with you about is, what would you be some of your biggest advice for people coming to Vegas? What would you be, first timers and stuff like that you would give people?
My main advice would be, number one, don't trust a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's it. Because honestly, I find that Vegas can have a tendency to have bigger egos and more fake than California.
Yeah. Okay.
Personally. Okay. Because since the living's cheaper, you can flex really easily.
Well, and that's another thing is Vegas has the most hustle. The biggest city with the most hustlers in this town.
Yes, so many hustlers.
Yes. I mean, you'll see the sketchy stuff going on. And you're like, how's this happen? It's just what
they're used to. It's a different mentality and a way of life than other places.
My biggest one always is comfortable shoes. Comfortable shoes, because you're gonna be walking so much, hitting different places, traveling around. Make sure you have comfortable shoes.
You should not be wearing heels all the time here. I don't really like to.
So where do you like to spend some of your free time? Any bars or clubs you like to hang out at?
So, I've been to so many clubs here. Clubs I really like. I like Excess at Encore a lot. Okay. I like the vibe. It's really nice there. I love some of the restaurants on the Strip, honestly. I love just getting really dressed up and going. I love Mastro's at the Crystals, Mastro's Ocean Club. That's just one of my favorites. I like, what's that one called? It's at Bellagio, and it's like a Julian Serrano restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember, and I've been to so many times, and I can't remember the name of it. I like, I don't know, what else? There's so many good restaurants. It's hard.
There's so many.
Old Homestead Steakhouse.
Yes, can't go wrong there. Yeah.
I know, it's so good,
It's funny because everybody comes and does Vegas differently. And
they do, I've noticed that,
And we had, say hi to Matthew on recently, and he's a YouTuber who comes out here from Canada, and he was talking about, everybody when they come to Vegas, there's the party trip, there's the work trip, there's the
foodie trip.
Yes, he's like, there's the exploring there. Everybody's different. I'm like, so that's why I like to bring people on and pick their brain about, what do they do when they're in town, and being that you come here so often, I'm like, oh, she's perfect. So, and you like pizza, that's
I do love pizza.
So they do some pretty good pizza here downstairs. You ever had it?
No, but I was walking through and I was like, oh, the pizza looks like kind of decent, so maybe I will have some today.
Well, and it's got that flat, big piece.
I know, I noticed that.
So that, we might check that out.
That got me hella excited,
So, any advice you'd give people coming into the game as far as music? What they can expect, what's,
Okay,
any big key advice you would give them?
As far as music, do not expect to blow up overnight. I repeat, do not expect to blow up overnight. You will not blow up overnight. No one blows up overnight. And that's what it is, because even people they act like they were hustling for at least 5 years. It just doesn't, you just don't blow up overnight.
I get it. And especially out here, you'll get a lot of people when it comes to music. The biggest one that's my favorite is when people try to sell you CDs.
Oh my God.
I don't even have a CD
No
player.
one even has CD players. It's ridiculous. It's okay. It's so funny because I have, so Wes like gave me like a bunch of Puddle of Mud CDs, like 20 of them, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? I don't know.
Yeah, and what's neat about like Vegas is we talked about the hustle. Have you ever been almost scammed in any way that you noticed that stands out to you at all?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh my God, great story.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, this is great. Okay, so the one time I ever used Tinder, and I never used Tinder in Vegas, actually ever again, is like last July. And there was this one guy in Vegas that was like, oh, come to my friend's like mansion party, and like it's gonna be a bunch of people. And I'm like, oh, I had nothing better to do, so I'm like, whatever, I'll come. I get there, the guy just randomly has to leave like on a flight like back to his place, because he was just in town just to hang out with his friends. So he has to leave. He's like, well, you can just, you know, stay with my friends. His friends seemed cool. There was one guy that was like pretty hot, so I was like, okay, I'll just stay here. Then this place like ends up getting really weird, because there ends up being like there's all these like really ratchet girls that end up showing up there, and then like there's like a whole video crew that's there, and then they're trying to like the guy the hot guy that was like, you know, trying to like talk to me, like he's like trying to bring me into his room, and then he's like all like he literally like basically the whole thing is the whole group, the whole party, the mansion, they're basically people that had like OnlyFans that were trying to get people to like participate and be like in their little porn videos and stuff. And obviously I'm not really about that. And I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, you are trying to like film me like having sex, because I'm not doing that, and I have to leave right now. And I just left.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, there's some interesting characters.
Yeah, there really are.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned, you know, Vegas itself, because it can be, you find every dynamic, every person from every walk of life. And that's what I find the most interesting, is how they do things. So again, I'm glad you came on. I really wanted to pick your brain. I knew we were going to get along as soon as I saw the music, as soon as I saw you do the other interview. I'm like, oh yeah, she's coming on, because you're a talker. I like talkers.
I am.
People who like sharing their story.
I was explaining to my mom today, I'm like, I just like love interviews, like, because I could just talk all day.
But what I love is I like to bring people in. When I use the word interview, people are like, oh,
people get like weird about interviews. Like, they're like, oh my God.
And then when I tell them, I'm like, look, I want to sit down and have a conversation.
It's a conversation.
Maybe I start using that word from now on. But people think interview, they come in nervous. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, people get so nervous about interviews. I don't even care about the word interviews. I'm like, I love interviews. Whatever.
Awesome. I'm really glad you came on. Seriously, I wish you the best success with everything. Let's keep in touch. We can do this again in the future. I'd love to bring you on, talk about new things you got going on down the road. Man, this was awesome. I appreciate you.
Definitely. I had so much fun. Thank you so much, Jay.
I appreciate you. Good luck on everything.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. Cheers. How much fun was she? Talk about a good time. She even gave me a bunch of merch. I got stuff. If you guys are interested, we'll definitely be giving some stuff away via live stream. Just a good time. And again, these are the kind of people I love to sit down and chat with and just have a good conversation. So you guys do me a favor, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what your favorite part of this interview was. Mine's definitely got to be the scam story. Imagine getting into a house and being set up to start a porno. Not for me. But again, thank you guys for joining me this week. And if you guys are enjoying these interviews, definitely check out the latest one I just did with Vegas Visual, and the one right before that where I just sat down and chatted with Say Hi to Matthew. Again, I gotta thank all of these folks for coming on and spending some time with me. And I look forward to doing a lot more of these, because I know you guys can pick up on some places and stuff that they say throughout these interviews to check out for yourself. Thank you for spending some time with me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers. I got to give a huge shout out to all of our Patreon members and supporters here of the podcast and YouTube channel. Thank you, folks. You folks are awesome. And if you folks would like to get your name on this list, definitely check out our Patreon, where you guys can get your name shouted out on the podcast as well. And don't forget to check out our Zorkfest event. Tickets are already on sale. It's happening in December at the Plaza as well. And also be sure to make sure you're following us on social media so you can stay up to date with everything we have going on. And if you folks are new around here and just discovering our channel, definitely do me a favor, type in new in the comments so I know who you are. And until the next video, folks, cheers.